Hello, the go-to sim team. I'm Blowers, just occasionally known as Henry Blofeld. Now, my dear old things from the go-to sim team, a little bird whom you all know very well has had a word in my ear about you and tells me that you will be attending the IPC Conference at the legendary, the immortal Old Trafford Cricket Ground in Manchester, not to be confused with the little soccer ground just up the road. Now, you want me to tell you a little bit about Old Trafford, but first of all, I'd like to welcome you to this wonderful ground. It was first used in 1894 for a test match. I think it was 1894. It may actually have been even a little bit earlier than that. I've got my book of the records here. It was, in fact, earlier than that. It was 1884, goodness me, against Australia. And it was a draw. It was a draw because Manchester's rain got in the way, which always happens at Old Trafford. Do you know, in all the matches, test matches at Old Trafford, 32 whole days have been lost to rain without a ball being bowled. And someone's going to ask me how many matches, tests have been played at Manchester. I'm afraid I can't answer that. But this year, in the Ashes this year, of course, it was why England were unable to draw level at Old Trafford and then go on to win at the Oval. And so Manchester Rain has got a lot to answer for. But goodness me, what a ground it is. That one in 1884, the first game. The two that I really remember, well, I don't remember one of them, but I've read about it forever. 1902 was the fourth test match against Australia. When Australia won, in fact, by 3 runs, and it was a most wonderfully exciting game. And Fred Tate, who was the father of Maurice Tate bowled for England before the war. Fred Tate played one test match in 1902, a Sussex professional, and came in last when there were, I think, 6 or 7 runs needed to win, snicked to 4, and was then bowled, and dropped an absolute sitter in the field during the previous day. So in disgrace, I'm afraid, for old Fred Tate. But then we go far. Well, then that series was extraordinary because we went to England with 2 matches down. In fact, went to the Oval for the last test, where Gilbert Jessup hit the fastest 100 ever scored by an English batsman. He made 104, going in quite low down the order, 7, I think he went in. And in the end, George Hurst and Wilfred Rose, the Yorkshire couple, put on 20-odd runs to win the match by 1 wicket. And it was always said that they said to each other, we'll get them in singles. But I think that was probably mythology, because I think there was a 4 or 2, or anyhow, some 2s or 3s in that final bit. But anyway, that was the 1902 tour. Then in 1956, the Australians came to Old Trafford, and Jim Laker, the great off-spinner, took 9 wickets in Australia's first innings and 10 in the second innings. And in the whole match, he took 19 wickets for 90, something that'll never be done again. Simply extraordinary. And so there you are. There's some memories. The Old Trafford pitch, too. Today, it stretches from the pavilion to the stand at the far end. It used to, until a few years ago, to stretch the other way from the press box, which is the railway end of the ground, down to what is now, I suppose, well, it's a stand of hospitality boxes and things at the southern end of the ground. So there we are. You're in a great ground. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic conference. And so I'm going to say, let me just tell you, we're attending the IPC conference. I know that. Being held at the legendary Old Trafford, someone has said, how lovely. And so now, will I also say hi to the Go Sim team on stand 22? Well, my dear old things, of course I will. And have a wonderful time and really drink in the atmosphere. It's a wonderfully famous ground. Wander around if you get a chance to go into the pavilion to see the pictures. Wonderful to look at. And there is an awful lot to see. Anyway, they say the go-to sim team, I'm told, they keep hitting 6s when it comes to data sim cards. Well, my dear old thing, how absolutely wonderful. I'm the greatest technical nincompoop in the business. So I had to go for a new SIM card the other day, actually. And I didn't need it in the end, so that was all right. Anyway, it's been a joy talking to you. I've gone on for much too long. Welcome to Old Trafford. Have a terrific day. And really, as I say, drink in the atmosphere of this wonderful ground. And my very, very best wishes to all of you. Have a wonderful day and really enjoy yourselves too.